Hello again, everyone. This is Zombie Kids Rule, and I'm back with another Steam Deck gameplay video. And you know, as I've posted recently, I am trying some different things. I'm trying to orient the Steam Deck a little bit differently. I'm trying to play around with some different settings to see if I can get the screen to show better on the recording the way I have to record this right now. As I said in my most recent video, I did turn the brightness down on the screen, so that does seem to help with recording, turning the brightness down. So I'm going to keep trying that. You know, I welcome people's feedback. Again, though, I'm not going out and buying a better camera. I know some people have better cameras than I do. I'm not going out and buy a camera. I'm not going to invest money in this because I'm just doing this with the resources I have. I have a webcam. You know, I'm using OBS to record off the webcam. You know, if I could actually record, sorry, I was listening to something else. If I could actually record from gaming mode, I would. I'd love to, but everything I've tried just does not work. And recording from desktop mode, launching Steam that way, it is not the same experience. So anyway, I'm doing what I can. I'm only doing this to try to be helpful. If it helps people, great. You know, if it doesn't, well, that's, you know, then that's okay too. You know, if it turns out that these aren't helpful to anybody, then, you know, eventually I guess I'll stop. But for this next video, I do want to do a demo. And I am trying to kind of you know, change the way I orient the Steam Deck here, and also the brightness. But it's Shattered Heaven demo, Shattered Heaven, and I did test it out. I think it's working on the Steam Deck, if I can recall correctly. So the store page does say it is still unknown. It says release of March 2023. So the full game is not out yet. It's developer and publisher Leonardo Production. It's a card battler, and there are no reviews on it yet because it's not out yet. This is the demo that came out November 2022. So this is a brand new demo as well. So gonna go ahead and see how this is going on the Steam Deck currently, and hopefully it comes out the video comes out fairly good. Let's see. I did test this a few days ago. I honestly now I can't remember anything about it. Things blend together quite honestly, unfortunately. So all right, warning, this is a work in progress. This is a demo, first chapter, etc., etc. You might encounter bugs, etc., etc., etc. Okay. All right, this is looking pretty decent in the recording, the way it's being recorded. Shattered Heaven. So new game, continue, load game options quick. And let's see. So that's not working. It is an in-game mouse pointer. Okay, good. So in-game mouse pointer. I'm going to go down to options, and I'm going to try the right trigger. Yep, works. Okay, so this is a little tiny. This is actually small for the Steam Deck. It is readable. I would not have to use the magnifier, but it is a little small. You've got resolution. You've got display mode, windowed. I'm going to change that to. Am I going to change it? Let's see. Oh, there we go. I'm going to change it to full screen. Texture quality is set to ultra, anti-aliasing, real-time reflection, frame rate. So you can limit the frame rate. I know some Steam Deck users want to mess around with settings to optimize battery. Don't really care right now because, you know, I'm not traveling with it or anything. Brightness, see audio, sound effects, volume, music, voice, language. You can choose your different languages. Key binding, yes. Okay, that's interesting. Key binding is always useful, but I can't. So it's not available in the demo. The only reason I like accessing key binding, obviously, as I've said in some of my other videos, is if I need to figure out controls on the Steam Deck, or if I need to reconfigure controls on the Steam Deck. Checking out that key binding is so helpful. All right, so I'm not going to continue. I'm going to start a new game. The last autosave data will be erased. Yes, that's fine. I want to get the initial. Okay, a good warrior does not wish, he obeys. Remember that, Magni. Shattered Heaven. Boom, 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 boom. Do I have to click something? Or are you just loading? Okay, it's slowly going away. Okay, so my understanding here is that a video is supposed to be playing. Yep, so it's going to talk to me. Now what I will say is that I did see somebody else post that they've had success with watching these videos by changing the I guess it's the version of Proton, maybe. I am not experimenting with that. So just know that there is a video that apparently would normally be playing on your system. It is voiced, so whatever they're saying is also being printed out down, or shown down here. I'm gonna and now it's telling me I can hold to skip, so I'm gonna skip it. There we go. And that's interesting because a lot. Yeah, and so there is audio here. There is audio voiced. It's interesting because I've noticed a lot of games on the Steam Deck that are playable. They play, but there's a video as an entry video, an initial video that just doesn't work. So now this is where I will say this is very tiny. Up here, not only is the text tiny, but then there's something in red. And what I've noticed is that the color that is chosen for the text compared to the background, you combine the small text with color, and it becomes pretty much unreadable. Let's go up here and see if I can actually see what it says. Yeah, see, now it's just a red blur right here. Just a red blur. Can't even tell what it says. I do see it looks like it says 15/35, but that's not terribly helpful. So tutorial number 1, drawing the cards. This is very small. I'm going to try to do it without the magnifier. The battle has begun. To beat your enemies, you must use cards. Each of them is a specific action. Is a specific action Andorra can take. At the beginning of each turn, your characters will draw 5 cards from their decks. You can select one by left-clicking on it. So we have our end turn down here. We have our character over here. We have our card. I guess this is our the initiative type action. Who takes which turns when. So I'm going to click continue. Okay, number 2, everything has a cost. In order to play cards, you need AP, action points. The cost is shown by the number on the top left corner of the card. Your characters start their turn with 2 AP and can have a maximum of 4. You can see how many AP are available in the bottom left. I'm assuming these are the buttons down here, the little dots, so I have 2 lighted up and 2 dark. And then I see here like 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. So we're going to continue. Okay. Keywords. Most cards have special abilities highlighted by keywords. You can check a brief description of each card by hovering the cursor over it. You can also see a complete one by right-clicking the card. So let's see, if I right trigger, no, left trigger, no, maybe I'm still in the tutorial. Plan ahead. Each character takes their actions on their turn. The turns of your character and the enemies are instead grouped in rounds. You can see the order of turns of the current and the next round in the top right corner, which is up here. Okay. Again, this is very small text. Having the option to increase the text size would be very helpful. All right, enough talking already. Let's get down to business when it comes to inflicting damage. Sword cards are your best choice. You can see the icon of each card beneath its AP cost and gem color. Use Vorpal Strike to target the enemy. So I'm assuming that's this. I'm going to click Done. Now I'm going to go over here. Now, okay, so that right there, that is you cannot see the text that pops up. There's a little window that pops up here, and it is not readable. I'm going to magnify it. Vorpal Strike, Overwhelm. So again, it's red, so that makes it hard to read. Single enemy, deal I think that says 8 damage. It's almost impossible to tell. Hero Ruby Common. Press something for more info. How about if I press the right button? Okay, well that doesn't show me. If I press the left button, there we go. So I double click the left button, or click it at least once. Again, this is very small, magnifier, so it is 8 damage. Born from thunder, molded for war, raised for slaughter and yet for life, chase the future and find a path, with twin brushes and bloody ink compose the tale of our rebirth. Overwhelm, deal 2 extra damage for each card and or skill with swift played this turn. Okay, so now we're going to go back and get out of here. Or no, I'm sorry, I get to scroll through the cards now. The Ever-Chosen, Inhuman Reactions, Stand Your Ground. So I can scroll through what I have to play on my deck versus, and then I come up here to the upper left and I go back. So I'm going to go ahead and right-click, and then it asks me where to put it. So I'm going to draw my little arrow over here to the bad guy, and so I don't have to hold it apparently. I released it and nothing happened. So I'm going to trigger again. Yep, there we go. Alright, now, tutorial number 6, Veni Vidi Vici. You can see the intentions of the enemy for their next turn. A sword icon means they will attack the character shown, whereas a shield indicates they will grant themselves buffs. Use the information to your advantage. Okay, I'm going to magnify. Looks like the enemy is going to retaliate after all. You need to soften the blow. To do that, you might want to use the shield cards. They are the best when talking about armor and defensive effects. Use Stand Your Ground to attack the enemy. Okay, and they're highlighting it for me as part of the tutorial. So I'm going to click on it. All right, and then I don't have to hold it. I'm going to use the right trackpad, or in theory the joystick, but that's really hard to control. And then I'm going to right click, I'm going to right trigger again, R2. Stand Your Ground, so I buffed myself. Editorial number 8, end turn. Your AP counter has reached 0, which means that's all you can do for this turn. You can pass at any moment by pressing the space bar or by clicking the end turn button. So that would be where what I would do is I can scroll over here obviously and click end turned. I could also check the configuration to see if there's any buttons that are mapped to space. I could do that. I'm not going to do that right now, but it's super easy to do. And I could just then map a button to space. I'm going to click end turn. And so Velvet Cut, he comes after me. Looks like I get hurt. Okay, so tutorial number 29, Endure the Hardship. Enemies can inflict debuffs to characters, adding negative effects during the battle. Each debuff has a counter that decreases by 1 at the end of the turn or when specific actions are performed. Once the counter reaches 0, the debuff disappears. You can see more information by hovering the cursor over the icon. Okay, because the debuff is down here apparently. Skills. One way to counter the debuff is gaining buffs of your own. All the characters can equip skills that can grant grant boons and aid you in the battle. Try using Andora's Champion of the Parish skill. Okay. Well, let's find out. Where's Champion of the Parish skill? Oh, over here. So it's highlighting it for me. So that's a good tutorial. This is my debuff. So let's see what it's actually saying. Pity. Debuff. Damage taken is increased by 20%. And what's this? Champion of the Parish. Give blessing 2 and 2 armor to all the allies. Cooldown 3 turns, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and click this. And I used it. Fight back with buffs. So I got to scroll over. Good. If you cannot remove debuffs, you can always counter their effects with buffs. Some grant you powerful effects, others get rid of debuffs entirely. Buffs have their own counter, which decreases by 1 when specific circumstances are met. Once it reaches 0, the buff disappears. You can see more information by hovering the cursor over the icon. Okay. Let's see. Benefit from the keywords. Some keywords allow you to play new, efficient strategies to win the battle as fast as possible. Usually you can find them in support cards. The Ever Chosen has the Swift keyword. It allows you to discard a card you might not want and draw a new one instead. Okay. Alright, so over here I can click on my character. I don't think I can do anything yet. I might be in the tutorial. This is my bag, this is my blessing, and then my pity debuff. Here's my deck over here. And so what I'm going to do is, what is this? This is, yes, it's asking me to play this ever whatever it was. So I'm going to click on it, and I guess I draw it to myself, and then I get to choose a card. Now, I have no idea which one I should pick. So, and these are so small, so this is very hard to see. Stand your ground, gain 3 armor, heal 2 hit points, single enemy, that's inhuman reactions, lightning strikes twice, Vorpal strike. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of this one. I don't know, inhuman reaction. I'm gonna get rid of that because I don't know which one I should. Ascend to deity. Andora's special mechanic is called Deity. Whenever she uses a card for each gem, she will fill a slot. Once all 3 slots are filled, she will gain a deity point to a maximum of 3. Each deity point gained unlocks special effects during the battle. 1. Heal 2 HP at the beginning of the turn. 2. Draw 1 more card at the beginning of next turn. 3. Gain 2 extra AP next turn. 1. Once the 3rd point has been reached, the counter goes back to 0. Okay. I see, that's my counter over there. Okay, I see. Finish the fight. Let's wrap this up. You use any card to deal the final blow and win the battle. Okay, well, it'd be nice to know how much he has. I can't really tell. I can't. Oh, he's up here. I guess this is the bad guy. So, whoops. He's got 7 of 35. Oh, okay, so that's the bad guy, I guess. All right, so 7 of 35. Let's use, oh wait, are you highlighting anything for me? Not really. Let's see. Lightning strike. Deals 7 plus 5 damage plus 3. I don't know. I don't know if I've got. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to click. I'm going to use the lightning strikes. So I'm going to click it once, draw it over to Mr. Bad Guy, click again, lightning strikes twice. I killed him. Yay! Killed him. Explore the dungeon. You can move around the dungeon using the WASD or arrow keys, or by clicking on the adjacent tile. So again, that's telling me that I could map things if they're not already mapped. So let's try out. D. Yes. So the D-pad is moving. The left joystick is moving. The right joystick is just moving the in-game mouse pointer. Let's see. Up here is nothing yet. Up here is nothing yet. There is my options. Reach the end, active quest. I have no idea what these say. So let's see. I'm not sure what these icons stand for. Yeah, not sure what they stand for. And I'm not sure. Let's see, down here. What does this say? Echo of the Child? A small floating being emitting a gentle... I don't know. So, Seeker of Hope, Scapegoat, I'm not sure what these do. The Fool, Boon of Ashram, Trap Disarming Kit, Tablet of Protection, Shapeshifter, use it to get a new set of cards in the deck. Yeah, so it's again this in-game text is extremely difficult to see. So I'm just going to go move forward, and all right, what happened? So eventful journeys. Sometime during exploration you will come across special events and will have to decide which path to take. The outcomes are never fully certain, but you can use the descriptions to choose the more profitable option. Select whichever one you want. Okay. Now, this supposedly, I guess, is a video because it's not playing over here. That's an issue, I guess, if they're going to do that a lot in the game. Song of the Bound, so there's text up here you could read. It looks kind of like a song lyrics type poem. Clap for her, gain loot. Ignore her, gain loot, and it doesn't tell you what you gain in addition to that. So you're listening. Apparently, maybe this is someone singing or something, video maybe. And so we're just going to go ahead and clap for her. Why not? We're nice. And all right, what happened? The maiden stops her lovely verses in her face. What? The maiden stops her lonely verses. In her face an outraged grimace meets your quiet adulation. As her form retreats into the trunk, disappearing from your view, vicious branches lash out at you in retaliation. Well, that's not very nice. I clapped. You gain some loot. Trap disarming kit, a set of lockpicks and small utensils. Use it to try to disarm a trap. Or Echo of the Child tool, a small floating being emitting a gentle, I'm not sure what that is. Use it to reveal the content of the next 2 rooms at each direction. So I don't know if I pick one. Let's just click on one to see. No, I guess I get both of them, so I will leave. A tool for the right job. While exploring, you might want to know what lies ahead. Instead of finding out the hard way, the Echo of the Child is a tool meant specifically for this. Try using it by clicking on the icon at the bottom. There are many different tools, each with each particular function. Some can be used at any moment during exploration, others when particular situations occur. You can find out more about them by hovering the cursor over their respective icons in the bottom of the screen. Yeah, you can, except that it's really, really, really tiny. So they're highlighting this for me, thank goodness. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, and then it opens this up to a question mark, and maybe that's a monster. But again, I only have one way to go, so I guess it doesn't really matter if it reveals to me or not, because I only have one way to go. I am going to try clicking on this because I tried the D-pad in the left joystick. Yep. Let's see. Again, okay, so this is interesting. It looks like they're going to use a lot of those video things, so that's interesting. That may be problematic if you can't watch the videos. Enemies and special events are not the only thing you have to look out for. Sometimes you might even encounter traps, which can deal great damage and hinder your characters. You will have to disarm or evade them. You can use the trap disarming kit tool to try and disable the trap, but risk high damage should you fail, or try to rely on your dexterity to try and dodge it, taking less damage if you fail. Select an option and try to avoid the damage. Well, okay. Trap thread. Andorra was not afraid of anything at all. She had fought back swarms of monsters with her overwhelming strength. When her thunderous steps echoed down the path of evil, demons and behemoths alike would scram right away. Alas, that proud warrior did not know that sometimes a single thread is enough to make even a mountain fall. Try to disable the trap, 75% success. Try to evade, 35% success. Well, I think I'll take the 75% chance. Let's see. The cautious and the well-equipped have one thing in common: quick thinking and a steady hand. The impending danger avoided, you exhale a breath of relief. Andorra evades the trap. Leave. Okay, so there it is again. All right, so again, I'm gonna, let's see how long we got here. Yeah, it's been going on a little ways. I'm going to stop here. There's probably more to the tutorial, but I am going to stop here. I've highlighted some of the controls. Obviously, I could go into configuration to see if any more controls need to be configured. The really big result here is that most everything is very, very hard to read. It's very small, and when you hover over something, that's pretty much impossible for me to read. I cannot read that, and I would even when I magnify it, I have to look pretty hard to read that. And the problem with the magnifier is that you may have to move around to see things, and when you do, the in-game mouse pointer points to something else and it changes the text. So this game would probably be pretty difficult to play on the Steam Deck. So far, it seems like it is probably playable, meaning that it runs, and you can, in theory, see things, and you can do things, and you can, in theory, read it with a little bit of difficulty. But based on the way it is right now, I doubt Valve will most likely say it's not verified because it's so hard to read the text. I don't know if that maybe can change in the full version. Maybe there's a option to change the text size or the font, or maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure what'll happen. So I'm just going to click the options up here. I'm going to go ahead and quit. Yes, I want to quit. And there we go. And so again, this is Shattered Heaven, the demo. So it does. It does seem like it plays on the Steam Deck, but it's going to be exceptionally hard to read. It's going to be very, very hard to read. I would end up having to use the magnifier constantly, and even then, I would end up having to squint, and I would struggle quite a bit to read it. So I'm not sure how playable it would be. Long run, right? I'm not sure if I would want to play through this game on the Steam Deck. It may be one of those games that if I really like it, I would have to dedicate playing it on the laptop, just because of how small it is. So anyway, I hope that's helpful, folks. Again, if these videos are helpful, or if you at least appreciate the time it takes to make these and the effort that goes into it, with the equipment that I have, please like, subscribe, get notifications, leave comments, and again, I try to respond to all the comments I receive. If you do have suggestions, please let me know. Other than something like buy a new camera, right? Because I'm not going to do that. I'm not investing money in doing this. Just trying to be helpful. So, again, I may not have as much time to get videos up. It all depends. And I will do my best. I will get them up whenever I have time to record quietly and then get them uploaded. In the meantime, folks, I hope you have a great weekend, happy gaming, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye.